In an age when personal image can hold more sway than traditional assets, Donald Trump stands as a case study in the monetization of identity. His journey through the intersecting worlds of real estate, television, publishing, politics, and digital finance reveals a strategy less dependent on bricks and balance sheets, and more attuned to the flow of public attention. Trump didn't merely build properties. He constructed a persona so magnetic that it transcended business categories and geographical boundaries. From the early days of Manhattan redevelopment to the volatile realm of cryptocurrencies, he has repeatedly turned spectacle into substance, and notoriety into net worth. This article explores the anatomy of that transformation, unpacking how one man leveraged visibility, controversy, and branding into a long-running, self-replicating commercial machine, one that reflects not only his personal ambitions, but the evolving logic of 21st century capitalism. Long before he was a political figure, Donald Trump was mastering an entirely different discipline: branding his ambition. He emerged not simply as a businessman, but as a personality capable of converting visibility into value. His path, marked by transformation and timing, reflects a singular instinct: recognizing where public attention converges and placing his signature there, literally and figuratively. Trump's early ventures were rooted in real estate, but not in isolation. Graduating from the Wharton School in the early 1970s, he bypassed the quieter boroughs where his father had earned steady returns and instead looked to Manhattan, the symbolic and literal pinnacle of American capitalism. The city was economically vulnerable, its buildings aging and its mood uncertain. To many it was a risk. To Trump it was a spotlight. Leveraging both familial capital and his talent for narrative, he orchestrated a redevelopment project that would come to define his style. The Commodore Hotel, then a relic in decline beside Grand Central Station, was chosen as the foundation for his ambitions. Through a network of negotiations, he secured generous tax abatements from a struggling municipal government and favorable terms from a nearly bankrupt railway. With minimal personal capital, reportedly under $1 million, he pieced together a deal worth nearly $70 million in borrowed funds. The result: the Grand Hyatt, unveiled in 1980, not only revitalized the city block but introduced Trump's blueprint, marrying bold branding with institutional leverage. Where others saw structural fatigue, he envisioned symbolic power. The 80s would be his architectural crescendo. Trump Tower, with its golden glass curtain walls and ornate interiors, didn't just offer apartments. It offered exclusivity, narrative, and a lifestyle tethered to ambition. Situated at the heart of Manhattan, it became both a real estate marvel and a cultural statement. Trump inserted himself into the building's DNA, overseeing aesthetics and managing perception with equal care. What emerged was less a tower and more a monument to a marketing thesis. Prestige could be sold and personal identity could be monetized as effectively as square footage. Purchasers weren't just acquiring property, they were acquiring proximity to the brand. By decade's end, he expanded this brand across casino floors and boardwalks, acquiring and constructing venues under the Trump name. Trump Plaza, Trump Castle, and the Taj Mahal casino complex projected opulence. They reflected not just architectural investment but a mastery of public optics. Praise followed, as did scrutiny. Still, the brand remained undeterred. But the tides of economic cycles are indifferent to fame. The real estate downturns of the early 90s tested Trump's empire. What followed was not a retreat but a pivot, one that would redefine his method of wealth creation. Instead of solely building with concrete and capital, Trump began building with image. Television proved the ideal arena. In 2004, he became the host and co-producer of The Apprentice, a reality competition show designed to simulate boardroom battles. Though not the original choice for the role, his distinctive delivery and dramatic flair transformed the program into a cultural mainstay. The phrase "you're fired" echoed beyond television screens into pop culture, giving him renewed reach. The series spanned 14 seasons and netted him hundreds of millions in direct revenue. Yet the real gain was intangible. Trump's persona became a business in itself. His visibility surged, enabling further ventures in publishing and public speaking. His books, beginning with The Art of the Deal, served as ideological extensions of his brand. The text merged autobiography with advice, offering a curated version of his business philosophy. Millions of copies sold worldwide, and it remained a cornerstone of the business literature genre for decades. Subsequent titles, across diverse subjects including politics and lifestyle, further established him as an enduring thought leader to his base. Lecture circuits followed. Appearance fees reportedly reached over $1 million per engagement. His name became a logo, licensed across apparel, home goods, food, and more. In effect, he had engineered a royalty economy based on name recognition. Yet this was not the terminus. In the digital era, Trump engaged with cryptocurrency, a space defined by volatility, attention, and the perception of disruption. In March 2025, following his formal return to the presidency, Trump's private financial ecosystem initiated a new chapter. Within 3 months, his estimated personal net worth rose by over $3 billion, catalyzed by a sequence of events centered around blockchain projects. One viral moment came in April. His social media account shared an AI-generated image of him holding a golden Bitcoin, captioned with implications of a monetary renaissance. Within hours, a decentralized platform called Dollar America was launched. Official statements denied involvement, citing account compromise. Yet blockchain analysts identified wallet addresses linked to Trump's family foundation as early holders of the token. These wallets sold during price surges, reportedly earning close to $50 million in one 72-hour window. This cycle, announcement, denial, liquidation, was repeated several times. Traditional finance was not left untouched. Trump Digital Holdings, led by his son Eric, soon received the nation's inaugural license for a crypto-focused bank. Coinciding with regulatory shifts easing custody laws, the firm quickly amassed substantial institutional backing, attracting capital from major financial players. Their business model involved a modest transaction fee on assets transitioning between cryptocurrency and U.S. Treasuries. As inflation data stoked investor anxiety in May, demand for secure digital custody surged. The platform's weekly revenue reportedly reached over $20 million, with daily transaction volumes in the billions. Public concern over these maneuvers mounted. Legal analysts and advocacy groups questioned whether presidential influence had been used to steer financial outcomes. But when judicial scrutiny arrived, the administration's legal response proved both novel and strategic. A group of legal scholars submitted a brief framing the president's actions as political theater, performative rather than transactional, and therefore outside the realm of traditional financial law. In this way, legal mechanisms evolved in parallel with financial tools, protecting the machinery of profit even as debate raged around it. Today, the Trump business model exemplifies the fusion of personality, policy, and profit. From Fifth Avenue towers to tokenized assets, the formula remains consistent. Drive attention, transform perception, and monetize belief. Critics may point to moral ambiguity, but the financial results are difficult to dispute. Trump's name alone has demonstrated an uncanny ability to move markets, sway sentiment, and extract revenue. In a system increasingly defined by narrative over numbers, his journey may be less an anomaly than a preview of capitalism's next phase. Donald Trump's business empire is no longer anchored to a single tower, industry, or even ideology. It floats atop a marketplace of meaning, where perception often outweighs performance, and where belief itself becomes a form of currency. Whether through licensing deals, broadcast charisma, or blockchain speculation, Trump has demonstrated a singular ability to capture and commercialize public attention. His trajectory reflects the broader economic moment, one in which narratives shape valuation, and disruption is often rewarded more than discipline. Supporters view him as a master strategist, critics see him as a manipulator of systems. But either way, his approach marks a turning point in how power, profit, and personality intertwine. As institutions bend to accommodate this shift, Trump's model might not just endure, it may become the prototype for the next generation of political entrepreneurs and corporate influencers.